It's time for the Writer's Block. I'm Jenni Carlson here in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoman, and joining me today from the Austin American-Statesman, Cedric Golden. Cedric, how you doing today?
I'm great, Jen. What's going on?
Well, you know, we're starting this new segment. Nobody better to do it with than you, Cedric. And let's start with our first segment. It's the lead, and it's the big story of the week, and that would be none other than Kyler Murray. Cedric, you've seen the Oklahoma quarterback play. You've covered the NFL. He made the decision this week to go all into the NFL to play quarterback. What's your feeling about this decision that Kyler Murray made?
My feeling is he's a young man who's following his passion, and I can't blame anyone for following their passion. He's a really good baseball player. He's a great football player. He wants to play football. He's always been a quarterback, and why not? I know he's 5'9" on his best day, and nowhere near 195 pounds that he's listed on the OU roster, but that's okay. He's a stud horse who can play football. Someone's going to take a chance and draft him in the first round. I know he put $4.5 million. Bonus is gone. He didn't want to play baseball. He's a football player, so go play football. Cedric,
I think you're right. I think this was a story of a guy that realized what his love was, and you know, I think he likes baseball. I don't think he doesn't like baseball, but I think this was a question of, what do I want to do with my career? What do I want to really invest in? And after this last year at Oklahoma, I think he realized he wanted to play football. Now, I think the 5'9" thing is going to be interesting, Cedric. You mentioned it, and I think quarterbacks that have come before him, you've got Drew Brees, you've got Russell Wilson, you've got his own teammate from last year at Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield, who are all in the 6 foot and under or in that vicinity club that he'll definitely join. But it's going to be interesting. Do you think that that's going to be a real hang-up for Team Cedric? I mean, he's obviously dynamic. He can run, he can throw, but that 5'9" thing that's got to be at least a consideration for teams.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anybody that's seen Drew Brees play football, if you've seen Drew Brees, you watch him play, he's literally going like this. Trying to look over those linemen. The average NFL lineman's like 6'5" or 6'6". The average NFL quarterback is 6'5". So Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, there aren't that many of those guys hanging around. It is a drawback for some teams. I would be hesitant to take a smaller quarterback. He's 2 inches shorter than Johnny Manziel. And remember how small Johnny looked playing for the Browns a couple of years ago? So to me, you can't discount that electric athleticism. You can't discount that great arm strength. You can't discount the intangibles that he brings to a football team, but he's a little guy.
Yeah.
Doug Flutie in 1984 was drafted. He's 5'9" in 1984. The linemen are much bigger than they were 35 years ago. So it's going to be a problem. But I know there's a team out there, maybe a Jacksonville, that's needing that kind of electric athleticism, that reminiscent of Michael Vick, who's a little bit bigger guy. But there's a team out there that's going to take a chance to draft Kyler Murray in the first round.
Well, I think so too, Ced. I think there's definitely going to be a team that will take him. And I think part of it is the possibilities of what he could bring on the field. We saw this guy in 1 year have potentially, the best single season that, college football has seen out of a quarterback, at least in my memory. It's got to be up there. But then you've got the marketability. I mean, we heard these stories about how the Major League Baseball contingent that came to try to convince Kyler Murray, come play baseball. We want to market you. You're going to be one of our stars. He's a type of guy that, people are fascinated by. So it's going to be interesting to see, an NFL team that's going to take him is probably going to be thinking, maybe not right away, but at some point he's going to be their quarterback, going to be their face. I think he's the type of guy that a lot of franchises will be interested to sort of put in that position. He's been in that high-profile spot for quite a while. I mean, Cedric, he was a superstar in high school. People say maybe the best high school quarterback ever in your state, the Lone Star State of Texas, and that's no small thing. So this guy has been front and center for a long time. I think there's an NFL team that's probably going to have him in that same spot at some point in the future.